Alright, so you want to get into laundromats, right? You want to be a laundromat person, and you've heard nothing but good things about laundromats. Well, I am a real life laundromat owner. I'm not one of these gurus who don't have laundromats. I have one. And today I will talk to you about 3 of the most common myths I hear about laundromats, and myths that I believed in until I became a laundromat owner. So a little quick story. About 2 to 3 years ago, when I got interested in laundromats, every single person was talking about how they're perfect. They are cash cows. Maybe you heard that. Have you ever heard someone say cash cow when they refer to laundromats? They say passive income. They say 95% success rate. They say recession proof. They say you'll make 20 to 30% on your gross income, right? And that all sounds very great, but the problem is that 2 or 3 years ago, nobody was talking about how lousy laundromats were. It was just nothing but good things. And that right there should be your first red flag. If everyone is saying that something is perfect and great, well, your red flag should pop up and you should question that. I didn't. Like 2 or 3 years ago, I didn't question anything. I just rolled with it. Someone on YouTube told me, hey, this is a perfect business, and I was like, that's a perfect business. I didn't look into anything. So now let me talk about it. Myth number 1: you're gonna make 20 to 30% of your gross income will be profit. 20 to 30%. You know, in another video I actually said that, and I believed it. But then when I got down to it and I started thinking about it, I asked myself, how do I know that? And when I asked myself that question of how do I know that, I realized something. That I was just a little parakeet. I was just saying stuff that I heard other people say, right? Whether that was like reading or going on the forums or anything like that. I was just regurgitating what those people were saying. I don't know if it's 20 to 30%. And honestly, they don't know if it's 20 to 30%. Ask for data. If you go and you meet someone who's trying to sell you something and they say that you're going to make 20 to 30% of your gross, tell them, how do they know that? Can you see paperwork? Can you get that in writing? Most likely, they're going to say, no, you cannot get that in writing. They'll just say, oh, that's the industry. That's the standard in this industry. But they won't provide you with any proof. So now I'm coming to a realization that nobody knows how much laundromat truly makes. Nobody. Laundromat owners don't share their information. Most owners are very scared people. I'll tell you, quick story time. I went into a laundromat because I noticed that the name on the laundromat had changed. It went from being something to something else. So I was like, oh, let me go check it out. It's under new management. And they even had a banner that said under new management. So I went to go check it out. And as soon as I opened up that door and I crossed the threshold, instantly some dude was like, what are you doing here? What do you want? How can I help you? But not in a helpful way, more in a combative way. Because I went in there with no clothes in hand. I had clothes on. No clothes in hand. Laundromat owner people are very scared of who walks into their business. They don't want no one in there snooping around, asking questions, or looking. So I started to question, if laundromat owners are like that, how the hell does anybody know how much they're making? That kind of doesn't make sense. Myth number 2, 95% success rate. And just like the first myth, where's the proof? Where's the data? Show me something by a third-party company that can support these claims. If you're going around saying the laundromats are 30%, or I'm sorry, if you're going around saying the laundromats have a 95% success rate, how'd you come up with that number? I'd like to see it. Most likely, just like the first one, these numbers cannot be backed. They can't provide you with it. It's just something that they heard and they went along with the ride. If you say something enough times, it'll become true. Doesn't matter if it's really true. Say it enough times and it's true. Finally, myth number 3, and this one kind of irks me. The old passive income saying, right? Laundromats are passive income. Okay, well, this is an easy one to dispel. We'll use logic to do it, and feel free to call me Aristotle after this. Passive means that you don't do anything. Passive means that you just let life happen to you. You're not active about anything. You are passive, correct? Okay, so passive, not to do anything. Income. When it comes to business, income typically refers to money. Combine these words together. Passive income. I do nothing, I get money. Well, that sounds like a dream. That sounds like everybody's dream, to do nothing and get money. Problem is that it stays a dream. There's nothing that's truly passive income. Especially not laundromats. You will be working, I promise you. Either you are someone who has a lot of money and you will pay other people to do your work, or you're somebody with not lots of money and you will be doing the work. But I promise you, laundromats are work, and you're gonna work your ass off. Here's a better definition of laundromats than people saying passive income. Okay, laundromats. A place where people wash clothes and dry and you work your ass off every day. The end. That's it. That's a more better definition of laundromats. I have heard some people say, well, they're semi-passive, right? Semi-passive, as if they finally got away with saying passive. But no. Again, let's use logic. Semi-passive. That is like me saying, I am semi-pregnant. Either I am pregnant or I am not pregnant. Either it is passive or it is not passive. I get it. We all want to hype up laundromats. It's good for the economy of laundromats, right? We bring in fresh new blood into the business, keep things going, yada yada yada. My whole channel though came into existence because I believed all these things, and then I got into business and I realized that most things are lies. Santa Claus is not real. Easter Bunny's not coming. These are just sales tactics made up by people to get your ass into the laundromat business. Now, I don't want to sound too jaded. Are there laundromats that are super successful? Yes, there are, without a doubt. But guess what? There are also lemonade stands that are super successful. Okay? You don't need a laundromat to be a successful business owner. And those people who are successful business owners and laundromats, you have to ask yourself, is that you? Are you that guy? Or is that guy who's successful, is he like the Michael Jordan of laundromats and you're comparing yourself to him? Right? Because odds are, and this is how numbers work, if you do get a laundromat, you're going to be an average laundromat person. You won't be one of the greats. Again, I'm not trying to be a douchebag here, but that's how odds work. You're going to be an average run-of-the-mill laundromat person. The big names that you see, those are like the cream of the crop. They are like the top of the top. So just be real, have real expectations. You want to get into this business? Cool. Ask for proof. Ask for data. Don't take anybody's word for anything. Don't even take my word for it. You know what? Maybe I'm a damn liar. Maybe I'm trying to lie to you so that way I can scoop up all the laundromats and I can have them all for myself and I'll have less competition. Maybe I'm a liar. So please fact check me. Right? Fact check everything I say. Fact check everything that anybody says about laundromats. Protect yourself. Please protect yourself. Don't be one of these guys who just hops right in because they believe someone else and they took their word for it and now they're in a nightmare. Alright, that's the video, okay? If you got any complaints, please address them to the comment section below. I'll read them. Maybe I'll even answer them. Maybe I'll even write you back. Until the next one, toodaloos.